laptop.
Awesome. Okay, super. I see it showing up. Yay!
Hold on one second. Nick, do we have any more headphones?
So welcome to everybody that's joining. We're getting stuff set up to talk about time management today.
I'm sorry I'm shiny. I went to the gym. I totally forgot that it was as soon as I leave the gym, I had to come right home, and I went to Walmart.
I'm sitting by a window, so I'm really white.
Yeah, can you bring them in? We got pretty.
Oh,
I have one, but I was going to put the other one on.
I don't know if it helps to shut this or not. We'll see. All right, so Becky, you're a better time management person than I am. So, or I'm assuming that because I'm bad. Is that better? Now I'm darker, but
I like it before.
It just feels like I feel really white. I'm super white.
Each can do it. So yes, time management. Look, I'm still trying to hook everything up.
We got mics, we got wires, we got all kinds of stuff.
All right. Holly, what's your Twitter? Okay. Okay, so we have 4 kids, and the time management is key because we try really hard not to work when the kids are around.
Yeah.
And so, And so I just try really hard to get a lot done in the day. And the best thing for me is to remember that I can't get on any other social media or anything like that until I've done my actual work. What I have to do, if I have a sponsored post, it has to be done. And I try really hard not to save it for the last day. Mickey, who waits till 2 hours before a sponsored post, and he's like, I have a sponsored post to do.
I hate sponsored posts.
I know.
I always realize at the last minute, I'm like, I have to go to Walmart again, and it drives me crazy. Always. There's always something I don't have. So
I know. So yes, my best tip is to not get on any social media until my work is done. Anytime I'm distracted, I'm still trying to hook us all.
No, that's fine. It's hard to get all these things. I'm putting my computer on a box. And we're going to take questions kind of at the end. I see Holly trying to buzz in. So for now, if you want to do questions in the box, and then we're going to add you guys in a little bit. Oh, no, wait, that's Holly. Is that the Holly that's
that's right beside me.
Wow, that's really fun. Okay.
Okay, then Mickey's going to join in.
Should I block that?
No.
This is funny that you guys are going to blab with 3 of you right in the same space.
Awesome. I know. There we go. Holly and I literally share a backyard, so it's easy for it.
That's awesome. For me, I am really bad at time management, which is to say that I waste a lot of time, but I have a lot to do and I don't have a lot of time. I also have 4 kids, and so I have 2 blogs and a podcast, and sometimes another podcast and some stuff. So for me, what helps is I'm trying to show you here. I've got a notebook that I basically keep, and every day or week, I start out with this really messy list, and I write everything down that needs to be done, and then I try to kind of put it in order. And if I'm not if I'm feeling really spiritual, if I remember, I try to pray through my list because I feel like that kind of helps me prioritize, but not often, and I often forget. But that's the goal, is to pray through the list. But as things get gone, I just mark them off. But if I don't have this in front of me, last night, for example, I put the list away and I was online and I got sucked into Facebook, and then I
pulling up my list for
I forgot that I'm doing the 31 day. Oh yeah,
that's my list for yesterday.
Woo-hoo. Now, is that on your phone, or is that a picture of a list somewhere else?
It's a picture of a list because I went to the library and Mickey sent it to me because I left.
Yeah. So when I put my list away last night, I forgot my 31-day post because I'm doing the 31 days series, and I forgot my post for today wasn't written. And then there's one more thing I forgot. And see, I don't even remember now because I put the list away. So yeah, I got to have a list, or I just dive in and I'll go to Facebook to get a link. I want to invite somebody to my Facebook group. And then I forget why I'm in Facebook. And 20 minutes later, I'm like, why am I here? So that's Facebook. I just have to not go there. I should have a list of all the links I might need from Facebook, so I don't have to actually open it. So that's my tip. Don't open Facebook.
I know. I completely agree. I get sucked into it too.
Yes, I agree.
Well, what other tools do you guys use? Because I think I know, Becky, I think you've written about this before on the Blogger to Business site. Like, what are some of the tools you use and ways you keep on track? Because again, I'm really like simple. Like, I keep a notebook. I try to schedule stuff, but yeah, I'm not super time crazy. Hey, Beth.
The best thing that I can say is that I put everything. I don't think there's even like a screen share option, but I put everything in my WordPress calendar. It is like the best thing ever. Like as soon as I get an email or if I get an idea for a post, I just open up my WordPress calendar, and it's a plugin if you guys don't have it. And I write down exactly what I want to do. So like last night I had this idea for a post, and I was like, oh, this is going to do really well. But I didn't want to write it because it was like late. And thanks, Kiki.
I'm doing props.
I like never remember to do that. So last night it was really late, and I was like, oh, I don't really feel like doing it right now. And instead I sat down and had ice cream. You have to walk away because it'll echo.
Mickey's joining too. You guys are all in like one room blabbing, and it's hilarious.
But if anyone else wants to join, we can kick one of them up.
Maybe we'll do like another like 15 minutes, or we'll see when we
There we
go. Hey, Mickey.
I think you have to go upstairs now.
Hey.
Sorry
if I make everybody sick.
You're going to have to go upstairs because it's echoing. Or into the office. Yeah. We're all in separate rooms.
Yeah, they're in North Carolina and I'm in Texas. So, yeah.
And
can I ask about the editorial calendar? Is that like a plugin, or is that something just that's in WordPress?
No, it's a plugin. It's called like WordPress editorial calendar.
Is it free? I like the free.
It's free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just love it so much. And so anyways, I like every time I get an idea, I go in and I save it. And now the problem is like if I would write an idea out and I would save it in drafts, I never remember. So I seriously have over 400 drafts right now.
Oh my God.
I know. Because I write out ideas and then I forget about them completely. And so the best thing I could do is put it straight into the calendar. So like I already know next week what I'm going to write about every day. And then I could just, Mickey, you are so right. And then I could just drag things. So like say on Tuesday next week I have a post idea. Then I'll just like drag it to Thursday if I have a sponsored post come up or something like that I have to do instead.
That's awesome. I like the idea of drafts. Beth in the comments said she has drafts as well.
Oh, good. Yeah, they're like the best thing. I feel like it saves my ideas. I used to write all my ideas out in a calendar or like a planner or a notebook, and I would just lose it. I would lose it every time. I probably have like 6 planners.
Yeah, I'm not good with the planners. I bought the Erin Condren one, and I just want to set it on fire.
I know Paul always tells me to buy that one, but I've ordered like there's this. I think it's like. Gosh, I can't remember. I should be promoting them right now because they gave me a free one. But it's a planner company where you like create your own custom planner, and I have it and I don't use it like ever.
I thought paying $50 would like make me use it because I paid $50 because that's how much Erin Condren planners are. People realize this before you buy one. They're just, unless you know you're going to use a paper calendar and like do it, don't spend $50. Just go to Target and get one. And then if you forget, you spent $9. So. And
Mama Miss has one, and like she was so sweet. I met her at the Focus conference, and she has the planner that's like I think it's like $10 or something, and you can print it online. So if you really want a blog planner, just go that route.
Yep.
I just created a free calendar, and then I just write it in pencil. So if I need to rearrange anything, then I can erase it and have my days off listed.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You're echoing.
I know, you were too.
I think, are you guys still in the same room, or are you in different rooms?
We're in different rooms, but I'll go upstairs. So you guys are getting like a full tour of our house.
I know, it's a home tour. That's excellent. So yeah, okay, Beth's talking about digital. What other guys that are in the comments, you guys use digital, or are you using paper calendars? Scary thing, and this is why, again, I should not be the expert. Okay, digital, I should not be the expert. I keep most things in my head. Like I really almost never remember to put things either digital or on paper. And I usually remember this Sunday was like the first time in I think a year or two I've forgotten something, and it was big. I was supposed to teach children's Sunday school. Yeah. And I didn't show up. So that was bad. I was at a conference and I forgot that I just kept thinking in my head there were 2 different weekends. And so, so that's why you have to have some kind of calendar, but generally everything's in my head, and that's bad.
I'm the same way. My mom's always like, Well, I even forget doctor's appointments like all the time. And my mom says, you just can't remember so much. You have so much on your plate. Why don't you just try to write stuff down? Like nobody can remember it all. So now Mickey and I have this giant calendar, like one of those like gigantic ones the teachers use. And
it's an office calendar.
Yeah.
Old school office calendar.
And that's where we write everything. And it like keeps us organized.
Do you keep it like in a big area of your house? Like where you?
We
like
keep
right
it in
where
our
Mickey
office.
is. Yeah. It's just like on our office desk, which is like not actually, we don't actually use it for anything except to keep the calendar because we like blog throughout the house.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, that's what we do. Holly is like below me. Holly is like the most organized person. Like you should see her spreadsheets and stuff like that. I mean, she's like so organized. She knows like exactly when she pinned last and like what she needs to pin next and what she needs to share. It's like this like stair step thing.
Awesome.
It's really good. Mm-hmm. Really smart.
So do you guys have any other like tools or tips or whatever?
There are a lot of tools that I can't even remember right now. It's like time management tools. I wish Stephanie was on because I'm sure she would tell me, but I don't think I see her on here. Oh, yeah. Stephanie, are you on? It says Unplugged Family. Subscribe to this one. But there's like tools that will tell you how long you've spent on each thing. So like if you're on Facebook too long, like I know I'm not going to be on Facebook 4 hours a day for blogging. I'm just not. So if I'm on 4 hours a day, like I'm just playing. And you know what I mean?
I'm putting some links in there. I think I can find your post.
I just spend a lot of time on things that will get results. Like I don't spend a lot of time on Facebook scheduling over and over and over because that does.
Sorry, I want to
get a lot of results. I spend more time on Pinterest getting my board boosters set up so things are looping in my campaigns. So that's where I spend a lot of my time. So I don't spend my time on stuff that doesn't get results.
Yeah. And scheduling is a really big thing, I think. So you use Board Booster to do your scheduling?
Yes.
I do too. I love Board Booster so much. You can set up campaigns. You can loop your stuff. Like I just have to pin my thing for the day, and then that's it. And then at night, sometimes I go in and I pin like to big boards, like big group boards and stuff. But
I'm going to go back to Ahology, I think, who I joined. They are free, and they are another scheduler that is in good with Pinterest. So like there are a couple that aren't. I'm not sure if Board Booster is at this point or not. It keeps changing. Like Pinterest approves certain ones and not. But people say good stuff about Board Booster. Ahology is a scheduling tool as well. And I went to the Mixed conference this weekend and saw Susan Warner Jackson, who's like the
I met her
like the VP of content editing and stuff over at Ahology. And so I was telling her when I first joined, it confused me because it was glitchy because it was like really early on. And so I just stopped using it. And so she actually called somebody there and they're going to do like a Skype walkthrough with me to set it up tomorrow. So I'm really excited because I don't schedule Pinterest at all. And it's my top traffic referrer. So like I need to be like there. So yeah.
I used Ahology for a while, and it was back when had just started. So I was having a lot of trouble with the bar. It like would go away and I kept having to reinstall it. So I just gave up on it. But I met Susan when I was speaking at Focus, and I really liked what she had to say. If Board Booster wasn't working so well for me, I would just have switched to Ahology because I think it's a great one too. Yeah.
And I like free because I'm kind of like Holly said, like I want to spend my time where it matters, but I also want to spend my money where it matters. So I struggle paying. I really struggle paying virtual assistants or scheduling tools because I'm like, really, there's so many free ones. If I just was more organized, then I could schedule, for me. But then I don't actually post and schedule things. And so I'm like, well, maybe I should be paying because then I would have posts scheduled and be sharing stuff. So
I know I really struggle with like deciding where to spend my money and where not to spend it. But like yesterday, that giant to-do list, I ended up like giving a lot of it to other people to do because I was like, I just don't have time. And if I can spend $60 to pay somebody to do it and make way more instead of just keep putting it off, like ideas that I have, I'm like, I put them off because I don't have time to do it. So instead, I'm just going to pay someone to do it for me. And then I'll start making money on it because it's better than than not doing it.
If hiring a virtual assistant or scheduler is actually making you money, that totally makes sense. Beth mentioned in the comments that people are using Meet Edgar, and I've heard that as well, but it's $50 a month.
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of that.
I've seen it a lot on Facebook ads. I guess they target.
Maybe I've heard of it. I don't know. What is it?
It's a scheduling tool, and I guess Beth doesn't use it either. Okay, Startup Family. I forgot your first name, and I totally met you this summer. Tell me your name again, Startup Family. I met you at Declare. We had dinner together. But I don't know what exactly it's scheduled. Amber. Okay, that's right. Tell me what your husband uses it for, Amber. But it's just, I think, another scheduling tool. So I don't know why it's $50. I'm not sure if it has like gold in it or magic or.
Amber, do you want to get on? People are like hesitant to get online. That's okay.
People can be scared. No, cleaning and listening. Okay. Multitasking. There's time management. A lot of people talk about time management, doing one thing at a time, like not moving on. And I think that's really great, but I struggle with it. And I don't know about you guys. I think if you have a bunch of tabs open, you're not doing one thing at a time, like on your computer.
Okay. I'm like the worst.
Yeah.
Mickey could, like, last night Mickey was like, you have so many ideas, but you just don't finish them because you have too many to even, like, work through them.
Yeah, and that's why you need an idea notebook. I think I've been more productive since I started just keeping a notebook in my purse at all times with me. So if I have ideas, I just jot them down. And then the problem is I've gone through 4 notebooks, and so now they're all full of ideas. And so I'm like, oh, when am I going to have time to read them?
I know. Like, I have all these blogs, like, new blogs I want to start, and I'm like, but like finally yesterday I like went through and got the hosting, and I'm setting up the design on 2 of them, and like one's BeckyMansfield.com finally, because right now it just redirects to like Your Modern Family, but I was like, I really need to set up my own page, because like now that I'm like speaking and have books, and I was like, it would really be good to have like a Becky Mansfield page. Yeah, and definitely. Then look, you can see like all my daughter's things. That doll right there. Mickey brought me that home when he went to France in high school. We were dating, like we dated through high school. So he went to France when we were like 14 and 15. He was 15, I think. Were you older?
17.
And so I just put it in here. The other kids are like scared of it because it's one of those porcelain dolls.
It's a little freaky.
It looks a little creepy.
It like moves its head.
If I start seeing it move towards you, I'm just hopping off the blab and I'm gone.
Yeah, you like turn the thing in the back and it like does this like song and dance. I don't even know where I was going. Beth said she has 20 tabs open all the time. I'm the same way. I always have tabs, like many open. And then I get like, I can't even remember, like, and the problem is then I'll leave the computer for the night and I'll go back in the morning and like the kids will have gotten on like a game or something. And so then I've like lost what I'm doing. So I have to like really work on things if I want, like, I can't have like too many tabs open, or I just have to know I'm probably not going to like end up going back. You know what it happens is I get so impatient for a page to load that I click to a new thing. Yeah. And I start doing something else thinking I'll go back and finish that. And it's just like a cycle. I just keep doing it. And I'm like, okay, click this button, then go over here and click this, and then do this. And it's just like forever. I never get back to the first one.
Thanks for sharing. Beth just gave us a shout out on Twitter. Woohoo! Another thing, I think you do this too, Becky, and I bet you, Holly and Mickey do it as well. Do you guys all work in batches for things, like doing a whole bunch of images at a time? I know Paula has talked about that as well.
Yes.
For podcasting especially, because I just do podcasting. And so I have to do a lot of stuff in batches, and that helps for that specifically because of sound editing. Like if I go in and record, like if I have an interview that I need to get done today, the editing part, but if I record all of my speaking parts like in one big track and then cut it up later, I can do all the sound editing in one swoop rather than doing like edit this and edit this. But it works the same way, I think, with images and everything else that, at this point I can do. If I know what graphic I'm using or what background image, I can do an image for a post in like 5 minutes and make like the full size Pinterest and then like the little Facebook and the square one for the featured, and just like click and get through there pretty quickly. But I think if I worked in batches more, I'd be better.
And someone posted, I don't know if they're on this or not, posted in our Blogger to Business Facebook group. If you guys aren't in it, you should join. But somebody posted a thing about how to do all of your logos at one time on your pictures. Did you guys see that?
No, but that's an awesome idea.
Gosh, it was so smart. I was like, I made Mickey come over right away. I was like, this will save us so much time. You can like, I forget what it is, but Oh, thanks. Yeah, look, like search in that group, like pictures or editing or something. It's in there, and the person it was like, yeah. Oh, I need to use Canva because I tried to do my business cards last night on PicMonkey, and they were turning out so fuzzy. I just don't know what it was, and I was like, I think I'm gonna have to try Canva, but I couldn't understand it the first time I did it. I was so confused by it.
Yeah, the first time I did it, oh, good. Okay, Amber's using it. The first time I did Canva, it was very confusing, but I forgot why I needed to use it. I think I was making something that required something different, and I used it. And the nice thing about Canva is, unlike PicMonkey, where my Flash player will randomly crash, and there goes my image, it's just gone. Canva, it does save the draft, so you can go back in and move stuff around, which if you've used PicMonkey, I'm sure you've had it crash at some point, or you accidentally... you save it and then click the X button and then you realize like, oh no, I meant
that happens to you.
I didn't. So yeah, that's what I don't like about PicMonkey.
It's like the worst. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Canva,
I agree. Yeah, they'll say like flash drive, something like no. Yeah.
So you can still go back in, you can save it and then close it and come back and open that project and still move the text around. Like all the pieces are moving like Photoshop. So that's the nice thing about Canva. So that's a reason to switch.
Yeah.
Yep. What is the, Amber, if you have any thoughts on I don't know what the paying for the business one, I know you're doing the free trial because the free one worked fine for me, but I don't know what you get. I paid the PicMonkey premium because I like the fonts better. Although now I'm using my own in there anyway, so I should just stop paying for that.
We all use the PicMonkey paid one. Mm-hmm. Brand portfolio.
Ooh, okay. So you can kind of create a whole thing for your brand and then have it kind of saved in there.
So let me ask you guys all a question. Who has like set office hours? I try to, and really my problem boils down to the gym. I go at 9:30 and my set office hours were going to be from 8 to 12 because the kids were in preschool. But then I was going to the gym at like 5 or 6 in the morning. I just couldn't hang. So, and I've stopped trying to drink as much Diet Coke. So now I'm drinking coffee. And, so anyway, my like office hours now are back to like at night when the kids are sleeping, which is like, they go to bed about 7 or 8 and then Mickey and I work till late. Like some nights we're up till
2 or 3. 2
or 3 in the morning. And then we get up at 7 to like help because the kids get up at 7. Mm-hmm. So, one of our little boys this morning, Ethan, who, Holly, her daughter and Ethan are like best friends. Ethan was like up. They're not allowed to come out of the room till 7. They're not allowed out of their bed till 7. Like that. But he had his light on. He sits on his stool until 7. He has like a stool by his bed that he gets in. He sits there and waits till 7. Like, oh my gosh, just sleep longer. But anyways, and like the reason I do that for the people, they're like, what? It's just because I don't want them walking around the house. It makes me really nervous because I've heard those like horror stories. Like when I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, my kids did that recently. It's bad. Bad news. I have them out.
It just scares me so much. Like, oh gosh. And so I don't know what I was talking. Oh, so anyway, so how many of you guys have set office hours? Now, Mickey like worked this morning because I will go to the gym, or like I'll take Allie to the gym with me on Tuesday and Thursday when she's home. And then like sometimes we'll switch because he is home now, and like I'll work at the library and he'll play with her, or like just vice versa. But while the other kids are at school. So if any of you guys are on, if you have office hours, just say yes.
Amber said yes, she does. I don't. I try to as well. For me, it's just. Oh no, you don't. You're saying something else. Okay. My thing is I try to work when my kids aren't home, because otherwise I get really impatient. Because I'm really task oriented, and so then the task becomes prioritized over my kids. So I get frustrated when I get interrupted. So I try not to work when the kids are home at all. So
I'm the same way, and so is Mickey.
And you guys are home, right? Or no?
Oh no.
Okay.
No.
I was a teacher. I was a teacher, and we moved to this neighborhood so they would go to the school where I taught, and I just love the teachers there, and I love the school, so no. But I'm like so foggy right now. I feel like I don't even remember what you asked.
We're still talking office
like
hours
all the time. But what did you just say like a second ago? Like,
I said I don't
she
work
tried
when
to
the
have
kids around.
That's it. I don't ever write a post when the kids are around, because my posts seem really choppy because I stop so much to like do something. So like I try really hard to only do like social media when they're around, because that's like a 1-minute thing, or like to answer like an email, because I can do that in 2 minutes. But if I would start a post, I would just be terrible. I could even do like pictures if they're there, because like they really like to help with that, and they like to tell me they like it or watch me do it. Like our oldest Jack is really like interested in learning about picture editing, and he's 9, and so I feel like that kind of stuff I can do, but I would never be able to write a post because I don't want to get frustrated with them about like I'm trying to get this done, and it's just not worth it. Like, what's the point?
I've had that happen where like a sponsored post or something is due, and I've either forgotten or something happened, and so it had to be done when they're around, and it's just miserable. And I just find like I'm unhappy in the money if it's a sponsored post, because that's happened a couple of times where I had to like redo something or something, I planned to do it when they weren't around, and then somebody got sick, or it's kids, you can't control things.
I know.
And so that was really a problem, and I do get real frustrated, and I don't do good work. So for me, it's all at night when they're asleep, and I stay up really late because I don't require a lot of sleep, thankfully, or I would get nothing done. And then my 2 boys, they're 7 and 5, and they're in kindergarten and first grade. And so they're in school 5 days a week. And then my 2 girls are in school Tuesdays and Thursdays, like just a Mother's Day out. And then Wednesday mornings, like right now, my husband works at a church, and so they offer like free childcare for the staff wives. Yay! Just for like 3 hours. And so they're playing right now, and I'm in my husband's office at church. So those are the only times I work, because otherwise, I just get mad at my kids. And if I'm saying my kids are more important than my blog and stuff, and they are, then, I just can't do it because I get too tunnel visioned. So. Yeah.
Now, Holly is like lucky because this is her first year where all 3 of her kids are in school. I was like, you could do so much. So we actually, like last night we got together and we're like starting something else new. And so it's nice because like, I feel like we both have a little more time. Like now that my kids are in preschool and hers are in school, and we can like work on things separately and then like get together and work on things at night. And Mickey and I can like do a lot of projects in the day. Like we're trying to do more of like the YouTube, like here's what we did today, which is really hard for me to like wrap my brain around, like not seeming really egocentric to be like, hey, don't you guys care what I do today? But we're like starting to do more of that. And then Mickey's editing because I don't know how to do that. And so I feel like it's easier as your kids get older and things like that. And like, because I used to only blog during nap time and bedtime, and that was hard. But not that it can't be done. Like I completely got, I bet. Like, wait, I'm reading that comment. How easy it is to waste time. I'm sure.
Sometimes when you only have a tiny bit of time, you have to get stuff done. And so you find a way. Yeah. And then when you have a ton of it, like on the Tuesdays, Thursdays, I'm like, I could write a whole book in this time. And somehow that time gets just like eaten away. I don't, even when I do my best to like get my list and do my stuff. So, yeah.
My problem is like if I have like an hour, I hate to start anything because I'm like, I only have an hour. Like that's not going to be enough for me to like get something real done. So then I just like do like little play things like, I'll just pin for an hour. I'll do this. Like I almost need to like in my mind know that that's why I have to go to the library some days. Cause I'm like, I need like a whole day of like 4-hour chunk to like really work through my list. And so for me, that's like the hold up. It's like, I don't want to ever start a project and not finish it. So I like to just go somewhere. And like, even though no one's home, I still like to go to the library because when I'm at home, like we have laundry we could do, we have cleaning, we could do dinner, lunch. Like, I mean, there's just like always things that I look around and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll like do this or rearrange this. Or so if I'm like at the library where there's nothing to do but work, I get so much more. And the library is like what guys, like a minute from the house, like 2 minutes maybe.
Ooh, which led to a question. How do we fit in household chores?
Daddy doesn't.
You don't?
Mickey like really helps. It's been like wonderful having him home. That was hard for me. Honestly, I felt like our house went from like spotless to like still being really clean, but like not like spotless anymore. Like I felt like there were never any toys out of place before I had a blog. I really kept up with it. Like it was like that was like my job. I like kept up with it so well. And then since having a blog, I feel like I really have to decide, okay, what's more important right now? Like going around and like, I don't know, like cleaning everybody's rooms, or is it more important that I like write a book? And like writing a book is more important. So I think the important part is really getting your kids involved. If your kids are old enough, like they have to help. It's just not even an option. Well, I say that, but like my friend Hillary has a blog and she doesn't like her kids don't do chores. And I told her to join, but I don't think she's on. Her dog had surgery yesterday and he like was not feeling well. And her daughter's been sick. And so, but she blogs at the coal mines. But in our house, like the kids have to help. They have to make their beds in the morning. They have to clean up after themselves. So like I know that their rooms are taken care of. And Ruby, Holly's daughter, will come over and like clean the kids' rooms.
I need one of those. Send her over here to Texas. I'll take her.
My kids come over to their house to do chores and they ask for money.
They do. We do pay them.
Really
well, it's different when it's somebody else's house too. Like I don't pay. We have chores our kids do, and they don't pay. But then sometimes there's extra stuff on top of that. Like if they do their chores, but then I want them to do something that's not a normal chore. Sometimes I'll offer them, and they don't know the value of money because they're 5 and 7. So I'm like, here's a quarter. And they're like,
yeah. Oh,
how about 2 dimes?
Or like
and I'm like,
25
great,
pennies.
sounds awesome. Yeah. They don't know. For me, it made me think. Your question made me think of this quote. I like the way he had wagging tail down there.
I know. I was just doing this like he was going to come to me instead, so he'd leave her alone.
Somebody once asked Heidi Klum, and this is going to seem off, and I'll take you back where I'm going. Somebody asked Heidi Klum one time in an interview after she had a baby, and she went right back to like modeling bikinis and stuff. And a woman asked her like, hey, I'm going to have a baby. Will I have a body like yours after having a baby? And Heidi Klum was like, well, did you have a body like this before? And I think the same question, like the same kind of principle applies. Are you like, if you're super clean and that's like your personality, you're still going to be clean because you can't not do it. For me, I've always struggled with keeping, I would say my house is very lived in. It's not dirty, except, well, never mind. I won't even tell you where it's dirty. There's some places I'm not going to tell you. But I've never been the neatest. Everything is not totally in order all the time. I've never been that way. So I'm definitely not that way now. Am I worse? Some things maybe are, but I think, what I've told myself is when I get to a certain amount of money, I'm going to pay a housekeeper. So, at least like every other week, just to make sure some of the things that I know I'm never going to get to are going to get done. So I think it's all about priorities. Like Becky was saying, for me, I have other mom friends who are like, I'm going to fold the laundry. And I'm like, I would rather, not fold the laundry. I don't fold laundry. Like there's certain chores I'm just like, nope, we're going to just put things in piles and then put them in drawers. And that's okay. I don't care. And then I have, my friends are like, I have to fold it. And I'm like, great, that's good for you. But I have to write a book and I feel more compelled. So that's mine.
I cannot stand, so like Mickey helps with the laundry and it's really helpful. But if he like does the laundry and he leaves piles, like Mickey's thing is he like does the laundry and he folds the laundry into like piles. So there's 6 of us, our family. So like he folds them into piles on our bed. That like drives me absolutely insane. I have to have it put away. Like it has to be put away. And like same with the kitchen. If I like would come down in the morning and the kitchen was a mess, like I just can't stand that at all. Yeah. So I have to have it clean before I go to bed. And like I'll get into these things where I'm like it needs clean. Like we have to clean now. And Mickey's like, why do you do this? Where you're like all of a sudden you just have to get it done. But it's just that I just can't stand to have it like clean. Look, it keeps freezing on. I'm gonna kick him off.
Is Mickey frozen down there? Well, do we want to take questions now? We usually take questions somewhere around the halfway point, which I think we're going to jump off at around 11. Ooh, Startup Families wants to come in. Amber, you want to let her in?
Meg, if you can hear, I'm trying to. It says I allowed her. Did I not?
There you are. Hey, Amber.
Hey.
All right, she's getting her earphones in. Uh-oh.
Hey. Oh, we can't hear you.
Amber. There's no sound.
Amber, did you allow it at the top? Look at the top left of your screen. Does it say allow mic? You have to click that you allow it.
Do you want to jump off and jump back on? I don't know. Okay, she's going to come back on. Amber lives in Dallas. She's trying to figure out and see if we can hear her. She's going to try to jump back on. She lives in Dallas. I met her this summer at a conference, and she does a whole lot of startup business and stuff. All right, there you are. No.
Meg, you could come up here if you want. I'm in Allie's room.
We can't hear you, Amber. What's up?
I'll give you props for joining.
I know. She's going to try to figure that out. Well, she's figuring that out. If anybody else wants to jump on with questions or tips, because you may be more, management awesome than we are. So if you have tips.
Well, I just have to say that you can't beat yourself up if you can't get something done. I think you just let it go and just move on. Like you can't let your writing and all that control your weekend activities. If you want to make a pie, you kind of have to say, there's a point where you have to say, wait, I'm not going to take pictures of the pie. I'm going to just eat it and enjoy it with my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
And Holly is like, her kids are in a lot of sports and things like that. So she really does have to like do the time management. Like mine, I still have like Allie who's too young to do anything. And like Ethan doesn't care to do anything. Like we're going to put him in soccer, but he like just does acro fitness, which is like a tumbling type thing. And but like Holly's kids are in like, and Jack does football, and our kids together do wrestling. But like, so like she has to like do that. Like they're in like a traveling baseball team
practice last night, and I just had turned on my microphone and I just made notes I just spoke all my brainstorming. I just said all these posts that I wanted to do, and then so now they're on there.
That's a good idea.
I do a lot of learning also on the go. Like that reminded me when you showed the phone, I listen to a ton of podcasts, and also sometimes, I don't know if you guys sign up for free webinars like I do. I'm totally like a nerd. And so I sign up for webinars all the time, and usually I can't make them live because they're always during the day. And I'm like, Mike, that's the worst time. But they often, not always, but often will have a replay at least for a limited amount of time. And so sometimes I'll listen to the replay, like even though it's a video, like I'll just put it on and put my phone like in the cup holder or something, like when I'm driving to and fro to get kids or go to the gym or whatever. And so I'll listen to like a free webinar while I'm driving. So I'm a nerdy nerd.
Mickey and I will tape we tape the webinar.
Sorry.
Oh, are you grabbing one? We will like tape a webinar with our QuickTime. So like we'll sometimes like set it up so I'm watching a webinar and I'm taping it on one computer, and he has a webinar and he's taping it on another computer. But it's like screen time or QuickTime, and then like we'll watch them together later, and like we could watch a movie while they're playing, because like you said, the webinars are always at the worst times. I think
they are for people who have kids. Like I feel like that's I do webinars and I usually do them at night, so it's awesome for kids. But it's also I'm in Central Time, and so sometimes it's really late for people in like Eastern Time. So, but again, usually people have replays of stuff, and so I'll do replays. But yeah, I can't stand the times. Every now and then it'll like coincide with a nap time. And then of course that day my kid won't nap. So, well, Beth, you can come to my midnight webinar. That'd be kind of fun. I would totally be up for a midnight webinar.
Midnight's perfect for me. I know we'd all be like, yes, we are on.
I would really like, maybe I'll try that sometime. Do like a Night Owls webinar, like 11 p.m. for you guys. It'd be like a party. Like bring your beer. It's like 11 p.m. Actually, I'm not drinking beer at 11. I'm usually drinking coffee at 11, so that's bad. But
oh my gosh, I know. Allie got our coffee. Like Mickey makes this like me the iced coffee, and Allie got it yesterday. And while I wasn't paying attention, and for like 30 seconds, and she was up till like 10 o'clock last night in her bed singing "Let It Go," like as loud as could be. I was like, oh my gosh, you wake everybody else up. Okay, do you guys have any questions? Because I know time management is like big for bloggers. I feel like you like really have to get it.
Yeah. So, but if nobody has questions, we'll be time managers and say like, "Good night, we're done," or "Good morning, like, bye."
Go work right now.
But if anybody wants to jump on, you can jump on. I'm sad we lost Amber. I don't know, her mic wasn't working, so.
I can relate to technical difficulties. Yes. I was like 20 minutes late today.
Last week was like a complete disaster, which is why I didn't tape it. I had the same problem you did. My computer wouldn't let me on. Then to my phone, but you probably can't see my phone. Oh yeah, you can. See how it's cracked? It's awesome. So my filming myself, it's like there's a crack through the middle, so it's like I'm a ghost. So that was last week's blab. It was a mess. Well, no questions. Do we want to go get work done now that we know how to manage it? We've covered every possible time management issue ever. Just kidding. We didn't, but enough that we can go manage it, I guess.
Wait, my other time management tip would be back to Facebook. Just schedule yourself ahead of time so you're not like, oh my gosh, I didn't schedule anything and it's like 9 o'clock right now. And so like just go and like schedule yourself. Our dog's like scratching to get in here with us. So just schedule yourself ahead of time on everything. And like ask for guest posts once in a while if you feel like you need like a little break. Because sometimes I get burnt out because I always feel busy. So like I'll just hop on and be like, does anyone want a guest post for me? And I'll get like 10 good guest posts. And I usually do the images because I like the images a certain way. And then, yeah, I like love them though. They're great. It like gives me a day off to work on something else. And then like working on other things and finishing my to-do list just takes away that stress that like can creep up when you have too much to do.
I just did that too. I just asked my friend if she could write 4 blog posts for me. She's not a blogger. She's just a regular mom. And she was like, sure, I'll do it. And it was great because it got fresh ideas. And then I had 4 done and all I had to do was images.
Awesome. Guest posting is a really good idea. And people generally like to do that because it gets, new exposure to different people. I'm a big fan of
like they links to their page and stuff. So it's like, gets it back to more traffic to them. If any of you want a guest post for any of us, we're up for it.
Yeah. And I left the link to the Facebook group for Blogger to Business up in the, you'll have to scroll, but it's up there and you can join if you're not already in there and connect with there's like 4,000 something bloggers in there. And it's a wealth of information and possible guest posters or whatever. So
good.
Awesome. Well, if there's no more questions, I'm going to go do work.
Yeah.
Get stuff
we
done.
have a doctor's appointment today for one of our 4 kids. So we're going to head off and do that. But all right. Yeah, it was great chatting and we will see you next week.
All right.
Well, so next week I think we're going to are we doing the same time, Wednesday at 10? We haven't decided.
I think we're going to try Wednesdays at 10 because it seems to be a time we can all do it. And I'm sure every week we'll get a little bit better at our technical stuff. And one week we're going to start and it'll be like, ta-da. It'll just work. It'll be amazing. 1 week.
Eastern. Oh, 10 Central, 11 Eastern. Yeah. I know it's hard because Kiki's in a different time zone. So I'm always like, 11 my time, 10 your time.
I know. And then I can't add. I mean, 1 hour is okay. But like when people are I've had to interview people in Australia before for the podcast. And I can't figure it out. I'm always like early, better than late. But like I've been an hour and a half early before and been like, what's happening? But I can't add.
Someone called me this morning from London to talk about a project. And she said something that wasn't like good morning. And I was like, oh, I have no idea what time it is there. Not a clue, but okay. Awesome. All right, everybody. So we will talk to you on our Facebook group. And I'm going to put this on YouTube so you can watch it anytime.
Super. All right. I think we all have to X out and then you can close it down.
All right. Bye, guys.